Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. The real reason AGT Season 19 winner Richard Goodall won't receive the full $1 million prize. There are three kinds of tragedy in reality TV. The obvious one, you lose on live TV, the quiet one, you win but nothing changes, and the absurdist, bureaucratic one, where you triumph on stage only to watch the universe, in a single long bureaucratic sigh, reassign your $1 million to a line item called unexpected clauses. If Richard Goodall doesn't walk away with AGT's $1 million jackpot, don't look for a single villain. Look instead for a choir of tiny, polite catastrophes performing the slowest heist in television history. First, the contract clause of unintended consequences. No one reads this clause. It sits like a polite spider in the corner of every talent show contract, waiting for someone exuberant enough to sign with confetti on their sleeve. Somewhere in the fine print, it's written in that wonky legal dialect that sounds like Latin translated by a very tired machine. Winners must have at least one commercially exploitable talent and agree to a non-exclusive perpetual promotional commitment. Translate: the prize is contingent on your ability to become a fully licensed, trademarked, merchandisable brand. Richard, a soulful, earnest performer whose art is best described as dangerously human, might find that his creative integrity refuses to wear a logo. The lawyers win. The million sits in escrow while marketing teams draw diagrams of lilies and ironic hats. Second, the voting paradox. Reality show votes are bargains with chaos. You can win hearts and phones, but the algorithm, that capricious, unnamed monster, can eat a good night. Imagine a system in which audience votes during the final night are tallied by a server named Bernice, for legal reasons, and Bernice, suffering from a mysterious time zone glitch, decides that votes from two time zones must be recycled. 10,000 people hit vote and instead receive a polite automated thank you email. The winner is declared by a method called mathematical consolation, which is, to the layperson, a soggy coin flip. Richard receives a trophy and a bouquet. The million gets audited. Third, the rival show clause. Reality TV exists in a tenuous ecosystem of cross-promotions and hostile scheduling. A rival program launches a sudden special, America's Next Viral Snack. Their finale features a snack so compelling that an entire demographic temporarily abandons voting to watch chips get buttered. This mass migration is not the fault of the chip, nor of Richard. It's an act of nature on the television schedule. Ratings dip. Sponsors file emotional support requests. The network revises prize distribution to reflect shifting viewership climates. Suddenly, the million is sneeze-proof, impenetrable by snack-related ratings. Fourth, the unexpected talent upgrade. Somewhere between week 2 and the finale, a previously unremarkable backup act discovers a map to charisma. They enter wearing a sweater vest and emerge as the human equivalent of a rolling drum solo. Their newfound appeal is infectious, an overnight industrial revolution in likability. The public, always allergic to certainty, pivots. Richard remains brilliant and unchanged, like an antique watch that refuses to be redesigned into a smartwatch. The votes, meanwhile, wobble toward this new human comet. Richard gets praise, accolades, and a small trophy titled Most Artistically Resilient. The $1 million goes to another wristwatch, newer, sportier, endowed with lead. Fifth, the taxman's riddle. Even in fiction, taxes show up to eat celebrations. That $1 million prize is technically an annuity, payable over 20 years. Or it's a lump sum reduced by the creative winner's levy. Or, in the weirder footnote, the prize is awarded but immediately transformed into a charitable trust because of an administrative misreading of a donor's will. Richard's accountant files an appeal, which is ultimately decided by a judge who is having a symbolic day. The million becomes a fascinating case study for law students and a generous donation to a park named after an unrelated, but very respectable, mayor. Sixth, the body of work paradox. Talent shows prize acts, not careers. But the prize is a bet on both. Sometimes producers look at a winner and say, we love this person, but will the contractual obligated touring schedule turn them into an echo of themselves? If Richard is the sort of artist who does his best in quiet rooms and tiny clubs, the network's idea of a promotional strategy, arena tours, branded water bottles, a cameo on a sitcom about insurance brokers, might be creatively corrosive. Out of an abundance of caution, they postpone handing over the money until Richard can prove he'll be operationally scalable. He proves he won't. The million is shelved, pending the invention of a new term, scalable soul. Seventh, the mythical where are they now clause. Producers love origin stories. There's a fear, whispered in hallway meetings over stale coffee, that handing someone too much money too quickly creates a logistical blackout. People disappear into mansions, never to return with a poignant new single. Therefore, in a regulatory move that resembles a Victorian chaperone, the show decides that winners must participate in a post-win incubation program to gently shepherd them back into public life. The incubation program involves workshops, a retreat, and a mandatory documentary filmed by a director who only shoots in warm sepia. Richard is invited, he agrees with grace, and the $1 million is reclassified as conditional empowerment. The cameras roll. The money, meanwhile, learns patience. 8th. The cosmic coincidence. Somewhere above voting booths and legalese, a comet of pure coincidence passes by. A celebrity reveals a scandal the week of the final, a hurricane claims the headlines, a beloved mascot dies. Public attention is fluid and fleeting, and the $1 million prize, which requires a public's collective attention at a certain moment, is vulnerable to meteorological and moral hurricanes. Richard's performance is pristine. The cosmic news cycle is not. 9th. The improbable technicality. Reality shows are built on an architecture of disclaimers that protect producers from the hilariously obvious: weather, emotion, dogs, fire, and the supernatural. What if there's a clause about non-human interference? A local dog decides to bark in the middle of a performance. It becomes the viral highlight. Memes bloom like algae. The pet's agent negotiates representation. The dog is offered a modeling contract. The dog's newfound career collapses a corner of the voting universe. Richard receives commendations and a handshake. The $1 million goes to pet insurance. Finally, the story we need to hear. Sometimes, the entertainment industry prefers a narrative where the prize is redistributed, turned into a scholarship, a foundation, or a communal project. If Richard is the kind of person who believes in music as a public good, what if he petitions for the prize to seed a community music program? He does so with humility. Producers, sensing a PR gift, happily reallocate the $1 million to a program that trains underfunded performers. The money leaves his pocket but not his life's work. He wins something else: influence. So will Richard Goodall win the $1 million? The answer depends on which universe you prefer. In one, he walks away with checks the size of small novels and a parade dedicated to perfect harmonies. In another, 1,000 polite catastrophes, clauses, algorithms, snack specials, tax riddles, and the occasional heroic mutt conspire to transform the prize into a different kind of victory. He gets the applause, the critical love, the invitations to late-night shows, and the quiet satisfaction of having done something true. If you're a romantic, you'll hope the $1 million lands in his hands like a final confetti cannon. If you're a drama lover, you'll root for the slow-motion heist. Either way, the real prize is less the money and more the story, the way a single performance can ripple through lawyers' offices, algorithmic sanctuaries, and 1 million living rooms. And if the $1 million is rerouted elsewhere? Let it fund the next Richard Goodall, someone who sings in imperfect houses and makes perfect music. After all, in reality TV more than anywhere else, the next surprise is always backstage, tuning a guitar. If you like the video, don't forget to like, comment and share.